Well, Mark Montgomery is a retired US Navy Rear Admiral and military analyst at the Foundation for the Defence of Democracy, and he joins us now. Hi, and welcome to DW. How much of a blow is the loss of Mariupol for Ukraine?
Thank you very much for having me, Pablo. Look, it's an emotional blow, but militarily, this was a lost piece of battle space several weeks ago, and it ends in embarrassment for the Russians, where they could not consummate a siege on what turned out to be about 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers and some other number of civilians there. So I don't think it's militarily consequential. I think it was going to happen, and the Russians effectively have a land bridge from the Donbass region to Crimea.
Right, so the Russians have that land bridge, but let's talk a little bit about the Russian military. Is this a huge morale boost for them?
No, I think it'll have some advantage, and they'll certainly do a lot of information operations, or really disinformation operations, about the Azov brigade now. And I'm confident they'll run their own, eventually run their own show trials and such. But I don't believe, for the rank and file Russian soldiers, this is going to be seen as a significant event.
What is the most likely next step for the Russian military in Ukraine?
So I'm going to assume for a moment that they use rational decision-making. Then that could be a false assumption. But if they use rational decision-making, it secures much of the Donbass region as they can, using obviously keeping fighting close to their bases in Russia, so they can rely on very close logistics. They've demonstrated no ability to conduct a long-range maneuver logistics. We saw that in their attempt on Kiev 2 months ago. So keep themselves close to their logistics bases, rely heavily on artillery, so they can cut back a little bit on the cruise and ballistic missile defenses, where they're really starting to cut into their inventories that they require for other operations if they had a problem with NATO. So keep themselves close, secure the Donbass, maintain the land bridge to Crimea. A rational leader would at that point realize, he can explain to Russian people, I've taken 20% more of Ukraine, I've liberated, and restored part of the former Soviet empire, and declare victory. But I just can't say that we have a rational actor in charge.
Mark, briefly, if you could, are we seeing Russia make any changes to their whole military strategy?
Yeah, a lot more artillery. I think we're seeing quite a bit more artillery, but the problem is it's still a challenge for them to seize and hold an urban environment. You saw that in Mariupol, but more explicitly, we've seen that in Kharkiv and in Severodonetsk and other areas in the Donbass region. So I think their strategy at this point is to heavily rely on artillery, keep their logistics lines very, very tight. That keeps their command and control lines tight, and try to hold as much of the Donbass as possible.
Mark Montgomery from the Foundation for the Defence of Democracies, thank you for your analysis.
Thank you.